Hey guys, welcome back to NBA Hub. Today we'll show you 10 NBA legends who secretly hate LeBron James and discuss why. Let's head into it. Number 10. Nate Robinson. In spite of being one of the shortest guys in the basketball world, Nate Robinson will always be remembered for his competitiveness, his explosiveness, and his ability to take huge leaps, as well as for his amazing block on LeBron James back when he was still with the Chicago Bulls.
Pass Bellinelli, blocked from behind by Robinson.
Gets it cleanly, and I remember when he blocked Yao Ming's turnaround jump shot in the garden.
In addition, after a layup, Robinson even slapped James in the face once and was later denied the possibility of being a member of the Miami Heat. Oh, the fact that LeBron once landed on his face and accidentally kissed the floor should count here as well, right? Number 9. Jonas Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas is a classic Lithuanian basketball player, a strong and physical fella who, if you try to get past him, will make you pay the price regardless of whether the match is tied or they're up by 20. So, by actually tackling him during a quick break, Jonas decided to make James feel that Lithuanian power, obviously making LeBron hardly touch the floor, and decided to reject Jonas's hand when he tried to offer his help to get up. Number 8. Jermaine O'Neal. Throughout his entire career, Jermaine O'Neal was one of the association's most dominant and physical defenders, and he was not afraid to get teed up or even ejected just to protect the rim and let other people know that they wouldn't get any easy buckets. So, he got caught up in the good old Boston hates LeBron narrative during O'Neal's Celtics tenure and wasn't shy about it, constantly making James hit the deck after some very rough and hard fouls, and even waiting for him to confront him outside the locker room. Number 7. Danny Granger. Danny Granger was one of the league's elite wing scorers, not so long before injuries took a major toll in his career, and the ultimate leader of the Indiana Pacers, and games was even marketed against LeBron James with them matching up. Every time they faced each other, Granger and James were also constantly talking about trash incidents, but things got up a notch when Granger tried to stop James on a fast break, and they both tangled up before LeBron decided to throw an elbow at Granger's face, obviously making him lose it. Number 6. Draymond Green. Draymond Green has always been one of the association's biggest mouth guys, and he's never been afraid to make bold statements about the Cavs and LeBron himself constantly in the face of bigger guys than him. Nevertheless, during the offseason, the trash talker was also spotted with LeBron a few times, and they even shared a few bets on Green's school, Michigan State, and the Ohio State Buckeyes, the LeBron team's roots in the NCAA. Number 5. Stanley Johnson. A few seasons ago, Stanley Johnson made the headlines, not for the reasons that everyone expected from one of the association's most promising prospects that did not live up to expectations. See, after Johnson thought James got away from lousy calls and poor officers in the NBA playoffs in Game 1, he decided to get in his face in Game 2, stating that he didn't take anything from it but a cheap-ass shot, and that Bron talks too much trash when he has a huge lead instead of at least doing so when they're tied as well. He would go on later and acknowledge that those statements were a rookie mistake, but that he did not regret them and meant every word. Number 4. Nazir Mohammed. In any team's rotation, Mohammed was never really an important guy, but back then, when he was the second big guy for Thibodeau in the Chicago Bulls, things heated up a lot again between the Bulls and LeBron James, in one of those moments that Chicago hated LeBron all the time. He tried to stop James from scoring on a quick break, and the King took another cheap shot at him, something Mohammed didn't enjoy a bit, and he decided to get up and shove LeBron.
And Mohammed fouls LeBron James, and then a technical foul on James, and Mohammed, for some reason,
who hilariously flopped by taking about 5 steps back and even falling on his ass and sliding on the hardwood, considering how much he already hated him. Number 3. Lance Stephenson. Well, to be fair, Lance Stephenson hates everyone pretty much, and the league hates him back, as he's proven to be an immature with a mouth much bigger than his skill set, and that's not able to replicate his success with the Indiana Pacers after a couple of good seasons. Still, LeBron James has always been Stephenson's favorite villain, and he constantly tries to shove him and get into his head. I mean, he tried to get into his head literally by blowing his ear softly. Come on, man. You're just a clown. Number 2. Joakim Noah. Back then, when Joakim Noah was the centerpiece of the defense of the Bulls and one of the association's best defenders, the Bulls Cavs and the Bulls Heat matchups were almost a lock in the Eastern Conference to determine the first seed. It has always been known that Noah is a committed defender and puts a lot of heart into the game, but James always feels that he talks too much trash and has had a lot of physical and verbal encounters with the Frenchman. Of course, from the small forward, Joakim never backed down, and even made some bold statements about Cleveland, earning the hate of the entire Ohio State. Number 1. Paul Pierce. And last but not least, we're getting Paul Pierce, one of the best players this game has ever seen at the small forward spot, who even said that if LeBron had joined the league at the same time, that he and they were both in their primes at the same time, he wouldn't have won a single ring in his career. When they became Bron's nightmare in Miami, Pierce was the leader of the Boston Celtics, and Paul did not hesitate to demonstrate that he despises James, constantly hitting him and making very difficult statements about him and his entire generation. Conclusion. Well, as you can see, there are a lot of reasons for NBA legends to hate LeBron, but we believe many can be attributed to jealousy. They know that they're not as good as LeBron, and it hurts them. What do you think about LeBron James? Do you think he's the GOAT? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.